The most common word in the English language is about twice as common as the second most common word, and about 3 times as common as the third most common word. Why? This type of distribution is called zipf's law, and it's not just limited to the English language. It appears in all types of languages, and in things that aren't even connected to language at all. New York City, the most populous city in the country, has 2 times as many people as the second place city and 3 times as many people as the third place city. Why did this pattern appear in so many places? There's a few possible reasons. The first, and the one proposed by zipf himself, is due to something called the principle of least effort. People don't want to make their speech more complicated than it has to be, so we all gravitate toward using the most common words in order to achieve a common understanding. This explanation tracks when it comes to explaining zipf's law in distribution of words in a language, but not so much when it comes to explaining zipf's law in city population. I think a better explanation in this regard is that zipf's law is an example of something called preferential attachment. In simplest terms, preferential attachment refers to a system where units are distributed into groups, but the groups with the most units are more likely to gain new units. In other words, the rich get richer. This explanation can explain zipf's law in both language use and in city size. The reason why the most common words are so common is because they're the ones we're most exposed to, which propagates their use. And the reason why the big cities are so big is because people are more likely to move to an area that already has people in it. Preferential attachment can actually explain a lot of seemingly bizarre statistical distributions in the world. This roughly eighth of a square mile in Davis, California has like 6 or 7 boba shops, maybe more. And that might sound really counterintuitive, right? Why are so many boba shops opening where there's already competition? But what we need to realize is that the presence of one boba shop indicates that there's a market for people who want boba, which encourages another boba shop to move in to capitalize on that market. And the presence of 2 boba shops encourages a third one to move in for that same reason. So on and so forth until we end up with half a dozen boba shops in such a small area.